Okay, we're live. Thanks everybody for who showed up to go watch this great series with us. It's been a long time coming. I'm glad we finally got things going here for the first episode of Blake 7. If you get your copies ready, I'll just make a note here before we start that some of them have like before the proper opening credits, there's like a 30 some second CGI thing. When we actually do start the watch along, it's going to be starting with the just the regular proper credits that accompany the show. Right now I got a couple invites out there to different people to show up, and so far I've got one, and it's Lee. Problem being,
Hello.
how you doing?
I'm good. Yeah. Always ready and ready to go with Blake 7. It's a love of mine. It's always a joy to share it with other people. And the more people who watch it, the better. Frankly.
Yeah.
It's a great show. It's a great show.
Allison Stevenson was here.
Hello.
Mega Cropper, Wookie Fever just showed up. Garbage is here. Thanks to everybody who's here. This opening one's a really good episode as far as that, serious as setting up the characters and the story right off the bat. I think it's one of the best ones, for openers for a series and stuff.
Oh yeah, it's quite an odd one as well, because it's such a big setup. You're throwing him right at the deep end, aren't you? You sort of, there's this sort of conspiracy, and it's all kicking off, and it's all machinations and politics, and yeah, it's just really sort of sets the world for you. This authoritarian world, and in which
kind of an example
ourselves.
of how you can actually make politics a little interesting.
Yeah. If only Westminster was a bit like Blake 7, I mean, okay, it would be even more fascistic, but it would be, at least, high tech and interesting. But it's quite a dark subject matter, in all this, the way that Blake set up. And,
yeah, almost heading that way, it seems like.
Well, pretty much, yeah. The Great Reset will lead to, the world of Blake 7. What a thought.
Jack's here. Hey, Jack.
Hey, Jack. Does Jack want to join us? He can join us.
If he wants to, shoot him the link.
I'll send you the link anyway if you want to come on. Let me find it. Copy, and Twitter messages. Talk amongst yourselves. Wait, where is you?
Yeah, there was good and bad for me whenever, like, not the spoilers or anything, but when Blake kind of like disappears from the series. But then that's just a chance to give Paul Darrow even more time to.
Oh yeah, I mean,
to shine.
It really does shine. Yeah, I mean,
he does from the beginning, but I mean, even more so after he sort of like is the de facto leader.
He really is. I mean, he's the reluctant leader. He's quite the contrast to Blake, who's the idealist. And he's a radical. But Avon is the pragmatist. He's the realist and the pessimist. He's to see him sort of take the thing is he wants to honor Blake, really. That's how but we're not going to get there for a while yet, so spoiler territory. But like, yeah, I mean, he just doesn't want anyone else to take the liberator from him. I think that's pretty much where he's at. Hey.
Hello.
Hello.
Are you there?
He's there.
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, you're very quiet.
Yeah.
Sorry, these headphones are terrible.
That's better.
Sorry, that's much better. Yeah. I mean, you've been watching it with me, haven't you? So, like,
Yeah, so is this the very first episode?
yeah.
I actually love this one. Like, I really want to watch it again, so
First,
yeah.
Excellent.
like I
Yeah.
said, first one that kicks it all off.
Yeah. So
Classic.
it's obviously Earthbound. It's set in the new calendar in the future, and it's really sort of sets up how the world is at the time, and it's so markedly different from the rest of the show, because obviously from sort of second episode on, you sort of in
Goes
space, exploring and
like the second episode has the format for the rest of the series, but this one feels so different. Feels kind of like you're watching an action film.
Yeah, it's very much more grounded, and it is kind of it's a bit like The Professionals, but in the future.
I'm gonna say, like, this is just me. I kind of wish the show had more of this first episode like feel.
I would like to have seen, I think, maybe a bit more of the Earthbound Federation.
Yeah.
But
I am just not going to spoil anything though, but I'm really enjoying Series 3.
Yeah, you didn't like Series 2 as much as I did.
No, I'm just going to say now, if you guys are going to be talking about Series 2, don't have me on. Because, like, I couldn't. But hey,
you might watch it again and repraise it.
Yeah, maybe. Could I just have a link, Lee?
Yeah.
Yeah, cheers.
Okay. Let me just.
Oh, okay, you get it set up.
Where are we? Private chat. There you go.
Are you leaving, Wookie? Thanks for stopping by.
Take care, Wookie. Well, we'll take what we can get, but hey, this might snowball. People might want to join in. It is a good show, and I think that more people need to be in on Blake 7.
Well, I was looking at some of the Twitter analytics, and it seemed like 600 or so more people knew about it. So,
yeah. Let me see. Let's go to the Twitch. Retweet. There we go. Join us now for Blake 7.
Logan's Run vibe. Sort of. Yeah, sort of.
Yeah, very much so. I think it's, the sort of 70s dystopian future thing. I think it was very well conceived, very much the Magnificent Seven in space, as Alison pointed out earlier. And so many shows have gone on to sort of take the Blake 7 format, like Firefly, even DS9, even though it took from the Star Trek sort of, ideas, but they sort of made the Federation evil. And but you've kind of got this sort of rogue element, that is the outlaw thing, sort of, cowboys and Indians and that kind of stuff. But it's it's like you've got Firefly, you've got, what's the other shows that sort of Farscape, very very in the same sort of vein, isn't it?
There's a lot of dystopia instead of
utopia. Yeah. I think it's a format that can endure, and I think Blake 7 does that. I think it is also it also sets a certain precedent as well of who makes it out alive. It's before Game of Thrones existed. This was very much that kind of Ooh, you know, like you
Yeah,
don't know who made.
don't get attached to people.
Yeah, that's very true.
Are
Ooh.
you set up there, Jack?
I'm ready. Is everyone in the chat ready? Please press 1 if you are ready to play along. And Garbage says, so excited to see episode 1 for the first time. Yay, we've got one. Excellent. Garbage, have you got a copy of episode 1 ready? And if so, make sure that you start it. If it has the CGI modern 30-second intro.
Yeah, I've skipped that.
Nice. Mega Crop has given us a 1. Thanks, Alison. Got BritBox. Excellent. Excellent. So you'll be starting at the same time as me. That's good. Okay.
So pretty much ready to go.
Oh, I'm ready. I think we're all ready.
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right.
Thanks, Alison. You take care, sweetheart.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for being here. Jack, go ahead and give us a 5 countdown.
Oh, okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, click.
Ba, 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 ba.
No, I'm not as worried about it.
I love this theme tune. I know a lot of people. I know Gary from Nerdrotic is like, oh, it's an earworm. I love it.
You'll always be thinking, bum, bum, bum.
I used to get so excited as a kid when this came on and the music started. I was like, yeah. Terry Nation,
Yeah,
creator of the
Terry
Daleks. Yeah.
Between Doctor Who, this, and the Survivors, he was a busy chap.
Very busy, yeah. And, you know, this is quite successful, you know.
Yeah.
Actually, I think at its peak, it was getting about 9 or 10 million viewers each week.
Can you imagine anything today consistently getting that type of ratings anymore?
Well, I think.
I mean, in this genre. I mean.
Oh, in this genre, yeah, that's a. Well, Doctor Who, if it wasn't so screwed up.
Sorry, guys. Can you just give me the exact time?
1:30.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, better go with him because mine, I skipped the 30-something second.
Did you skip it?
I skipped the.
Oh yeah, you skipped so you can't give a right time. Yeah.
The additional.
So are we at like 1:47 now?
Let me have a look.
Yeah, that's about what it'd be.
Okay. 150. Hold on, 150.
He's just speaking to a woman.
Yeah, they're in the tunnel now. Corridor.
Notice all the bland colors and earth tones and things.
Viz tapes. I love that. So futuristic Viz tapes. And as well, any sort of fan of the classic Who era will
Revenge of the Cybermen.
Yeah, everyone just goes, oh, I know that actor from that Doctor Who episode or that. I mean, it is a who's who.
Yeah. Oh, there's all kinds of crossovers between. Not just the actors, but the the music and
the directors, the writers. Yeah.
You'll hear a lot of music in this that's that actually is like.
Well, yeah, you got
Dudley Simpson.
Yes, Dudley Simpson did the theme tune to this and did the incidental music for Doctor Who during the 70s.
The fantastic Aussie. And there's some scientific stuff.
So they're not allowed outside, but they're going outside anyway because there's a.
Can anybody hear this
Roughly.
over the stream?
Hmm?
Can anybody hear the audio coming through the stream?
I can't hear anything, but
Okay.
You're not monetized. So
I'm not monetized. I just don't want it to be taken down.
Yeah. I can't hear anything.
But I'm not on the radar like Nolan is.
No.
I hated that guy so much. He's a scumbag.
Yeah, filthy ladder. Oh my goodness. I love that matte painting.
Yeah.
Dome City.
Yeah. It's nice how they kind of mixed, blended the two in with the outside versus the. Yeah.
So it's got that very sort of Brave New World sort of feel to this as well. The whole drug-induced tranquility thing. It's definitely lifted from Brave New World. Soma, they mentioned that in this as well. Memory. I can't roll my R's anymore. I used to be able to roll my R's. What happened?
Oh, hey, Lord. That's fine. Thanks for popping by into the chat. The dome. Imagine him trying to cope with all this. They're telling him all this crap, and he's had
What's
his
that?
mind. I said, imagine they've wiped his mind's been wiped, and they're laying all this stuff on him. Imagine. What
Yeah, quite.
Well, I get very Total Recall vibes.
Yeah. Blake 7 did it first. I think Blake 7 was very groundbreaking.
There's an inappropriate shaped building behind them.
Joss Whedon even did a whole series on that concept,
Yeah.
basically that dollhouse.
I think as well, Babylon 5 is another show that was very influenced by Blake 7. B followed by number. You can see. I think he's, said that as well. He was influenced by Blake 7. And a little bit of trivia there that Terry Nation loved using the name Tarrant in everything he wrote. There's always a Tarrant in his ships.
Old dude's rocking the hair and the sideburns.
Yeah.
flashback. Scene. It's just that easy to break his programming.
Yeah. No, that's not science fiction anymore. Even Twitter can bloody do it.
The education system.
Some interesting outfits.
Nice flares. Flares in the future.
Yeah, I hate this guy. Is that blonde or ginger?
What's that?
Says he blonde or ginger?
Yeah, strawberry.
Replace him.
But yeah, from Attack of the Cyberman, you might recognize him.
10th planet as well.
Yeah.
And Death to the Daleks, I think.
Yeah, very recycled these out.
The producers and directors a lot of time were also the casting. They had the choice of, they worked with certain people and they trusted them. They ended up using them over and over again.
That tabard is not his best moment.
It's lucky he's away from the group right now.
Yeah, you might want to breathe out a bit. See your dad bod.
Yeah, we're not far off from that.
Those helmets are cleaning up very good for visibility.
Run away. Bastards. And this is pretty dark stuff for that
Massacre.
time. For the time, I mean. Like maybe rush them or something.
Hmm?
I said like maybe rush them and try to fight them instead of just standing there.
Yeah, sort of penned in, aren't they? They could have had some sort of weapons, boxes and things. I could have chopped them at. I suppose just general panic.
Dark, like I said, pretty dark stuff.
There's a reawakening for you.
Thanks, Raj.
This is a family show.
Mm-hmm.
It really was.
I'm not a number. I'm a free man.
To you, it isn't a fantasy. He doesn't look creepy. Trust us. I can't remember.
Echo, echo, echo.
Well, remember those chairs. Mask of Mandragora. Remember him from that. Sandy Toxfig's mother, by the looks of him.
Have to have a Karen on the panel.
I'll tell you.
Mask. Who was he in Mask?
Hey, thinking. Hey, Lord Toth. Enjoy your Thanksgiving weekend.
It's be different in Canada. It's not for another month here.
Yeah, we don't even have it here. But then again, we didn't massacre a ton of load of people.
That's not what I said.
I know.
That's when we celebrate massacring the indigenous people.
Remember. Welsh. I love they get that Welsh sign on the door. Morag.
Let's see the solicitor. Public defender.
Yeah. Sure.
(911).
I love that materialization. Which is strange because, they don't have teleport technologies. Don't know what that's about.
Not until we get to the Liberator. Want to make a statement. Piss off. Hashtag me too. The insanity defense.
Dark subject matter.
Incidental music that could have been from any Doctor Who.
What's that?
That incidental music that could have been from any Doctor Who.
Yeah, it really is.
He's his defender. He should believe he's innocent.
Thinking says great acting. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We got a speedy trial, anyhow.
It's a bit like today, isn't it? You disagree with us politically, so we'll pin something on you.
We'll destroy you. Yeah.
This is better than Trial of a Time Lord.
Leave it to the computer to decide. You see, it's weighing it up on both sides.
But computers can be fixed.
Smug cow.
It's almost like she knew what was going to happen. No. Moral deviation.
The judgment machine.
Google.
No, they don't.
Don't say it.
Ooh, you little shit.
Forced vaccination. Bastard.
Penal.
Making good use of that scene.
Yeah, right. Some nice fillings there. I wonder what her credit should have been. Hysterical woman.
That was me. I was hysterical woman in episode 1.
Yeah. I love filler.
The only one to be in all the episodes.
Yeah, the only one. Oh, said that. Sorry. Erase that from your memory.
These are not the droid you're looking for.
Yeah.
Sally. You got to have a picture with her.
Mm-hmm.
And Jen Chapel.
Garbage asks, is this classed as a pilot or episode 1? It's classed as episode 1. Really, it was only American TV shows that had the pilot as first story. But this is actually called The Way Home. So they didn't do pilots to see how it fared. They just commissioned the series straight off the bat.
Well, yeah, even here, that there is a difference between pilot and the first episode of a series.
Yeah, because you can always make changes, can't you?
Yeah. So, you know, and sometimes it just ends up being reworked. Pilot
Yeah.
ends up being the first episode, but yeah.
Yeah, more often than not, from what I've noted.
I feel sorry for this guy. He's actually one of the good guys trying to do the right thing. And
Yeah, a rarity in this universe.
you see how that ends up. Hut lawyer action.
Reminds me of like Bob Hoskins or Phil Collins or Douglas Adams.
It's the DJ.
Everything's a chore for this guy. Couldn't you have done this kind of before the trial? Just saying.
Yeah.
Hey, Peter Rich. Da-dee-da-dee-da. Okay. Sorry, wrenching a premiere at the moment.
ATM, automatic teller machine. Isn't that guy the voice of the ship?
It
sounds like the Liberator voice.
Sounds too young to me.
No, it's Paul Tuddenham or whatever.
It's so cruel.
Hmm?
Yeah, you really want to broadcast that in front of a busybody. Get her, Chad.
Bunch of backstabbers.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's all right. Yeah. Nah, don't worry about it, you fucker.
I mean, all the court stuff, and it drags a little bit, but it's still interesting. It's enough to keep keeps my interest anyhow. Leave it all to me.
Yeah, right. Ooh.
Run away.
Thinking says the episode had 7.4 million viewers. That's the first episode.
Pretty good.
Mm.
Didn't have any kind of novel gimmick or whatever to get people to watch.
Yeah, no social media or deletion of.
No first ever what's it's and
Thinking says broadcast at 6 p.m. 6 p.m. So it's very dark subject matter at 6 p.m. on a Monday. This episode, subsequent episodes broadcast at 7:15 p.m. Weird. I always thought it was a Saturday. Memory playing trick. Yeah, that's true. I thought it was too. But I remember. I think it was on TV when Doctor Who wasn't on TV, from what I recall.
I never got to see it until years after it first aired. And then I sort of just binged watched everything.
Mm-hmm.
You can join my gang.
Mm-hmm. There was always a bit of a question mark about their relationship, wasn't there? Never explicit, but just kind of implicit. Visi tape.
Just Commodore keyboard.
High tech at the time. Hey, come on, yo, come on, move, yo.
I heard you. Just left them there.
I just love the fact that the bodies are just left there. Like, how long has this been?
Oh, geez.
So cool. I want one of those.
It's like a baby Dalek plunger or something.
There's the.
It's only a model.
It's London, isn't it? It's a prison ship, London. Better be quick. What kind of accent is that?
Never escape from that.
Mm-hmm.
I love the model work.
It's beautiful.
Bastard.
God, he's such a shit.
Yep. Too late now.
Mm-hmm. Off to Cygnus Alpha.
Yeah.
Ooh. Da, 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 da. Da 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 da. Tune.
Clerk of court.
Where's hysterical woman? Oh. No credit for hysterical woman.
There had to be a Clive in there somewhere. Dudley. Chris Boucher, another
Yeah. Yeah.
Then with David Maloney and Michael Bryant.
Great
Awesome.
stuff.
Well, that's it, guys. In chat.
Yay.
First one's in the books. Really good. I thought
Gobby's already saying, I'm determined not to go around shouting Avon lives like you got. Yeah, it will happen. It will happen. Trust me. It will happen. It'll get you eventually. So, yeah.
mind roll.
Yeah. So if people in the chat, I guess, if they want to let us know what they think and give us a score or something.
Yeah, give us your 1 to 10 ranking or whatever. You guys can give your thoughts. I thought it was really, like I said earlier, that's a really good one for as far as any series goes for an opener. And as far as Blake goes, I'd probably give us like a 9.5 out of 10. I liked everything about this.
Go on then, Jack.
I would have to give it an 8.
Tell us why you like it so much.
Well, it's darker. It's got great model work. The actors actually act. Blake actually has an interesting opening, which I wish had been taken a bit further.
Oh, Garbage says, need to go. Thank you for that. Catch you around. Well, let us know your rating for the episode before you bugger off. And maybe next week you can tell us what you thought. That'd be great. Sorry, carry on there, Jack.
Oh well, it's great in getting things started. It's one of the things you kind of need to remind yourself as the show goes on, because it tends to I think it drifts a little bit sometimes.
Mm.
You
No,
know,
I think
and
I think as well, because the first series is written by Terry Nation, and
yeah, it's like he knows how to keep his story going, but when he passed it
yeah,
on to others, they kind of went off and did their own thing
yeah,
a
so
bit
it kind of
too.
mixed it up a bit. Yeah,
Yeah, with series two, I think they did it a bit too much. Where it almost kind of felt more like filler.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it could have been a lot better. It could have been slightly better written.
Get out.
Sorry, I couldn't resist.
Garby says a rating. I would give it a 7, but it could actually change watching future episodes. Yeah, it's very difficult because this episode is completely unlike all the others. I mean, it does set things up nicely. It gives you a springboard, so you know exactly what you're dealing with.
Like, look, I'm not gonna ruin anything, but series one is it's got some great episodes in it. Lee knows that. I really enjoyed a lot in series one. Series two, it has some good episodes in it. One that was very, very funny, but it kind of just, for me personally, it got a bit filler. I am really, really enjoying series three.
Excellent.
So, what I'm saying is that if you get into it and you think, oh, this isn't floating my boat, just stick with it.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, that's what I would say. And trust me, Lee will track me down, and if he finds out that I'm not watching it anymore, it's just he's determined to get me to watch it from start to finish.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, strap me to a chair.
Such is my mission in life, convert people to Blade 7.
He's like, right, Jack, you're going to watch this Blake 7 DVD on repeat for the next 3 days. And
Hell yeah. Yeah, for me, it's I think even as a standalone set piece, it's a really interesting drama. I mean, if they just did that story and nothing else, that it's
well,
still
what's
a good
interesting
story.
is I kind of feel like a lot of budget went into that episode, because you can see with some of the later ones in the series, a couple of walls are a bit wobbly. And, but with that one, I feel like they really wanted to get people's attention with it, so they put a lot more in.
Yeah, I think, as well, if you put yourself in the time as well, this was quite unlike anything else on TV. Yes, I mean, there was things like Star Wars at the cinema, and people
Doctor
had
Who.
seen. Doctor Who was familiar to a lot of people, but Bateson was a bit more grown up as well. I think the adults enjoyed it.
I think that's
more.
what I struggle with. It's all the kind of politics in it. It's the very kind of like, oh, Federation this, and oh yes, Democratic that, and and just a lot of people talking. I want a bit more pew pew pew, bang bang, Yeah, which, don't get me wrong, the show does have. It does have. And I love the soldiers, the Federation soldiers. I really love the suits.
They are
and
great.
Everything. I would love to see a modern take on those.
Yeah, well,
yeah,
just like Chibnall doesn't get hold.
Yeah, just not written by Chris Chibnall.
Mega Cropper gives it a 7. Thinking gives it a 9. So that's cool. For me, it's it's as I say, I think even as a standalone story, it's pretty involved, pretty heavy, and pretty interesting. You've got a lot of elements in there. Look, very pure science fiction stuff going on in there. So, like, you've got all the concepts. You've got the dystopia. You've got the fascist oppressive regime. So you've got all the sort of 1984 Brave New World kind of tropes in there. And all the sort of science fiction stuff that goes with it.
I just really hope that this isn't the future. Like, has Blake 7 predicted?
It's the present, if you hadn't noticed.
Almost.
Almost.
That's why I was saying earlier. Get
like they say, if you believe something.
Yeah, I mean,
they're already making.
Say if you believe something, and you like
high tech autocracy.
Making moves to silence everybody they don't want to hear from. So.
I mean, this is the only episode that doesn't feature my favorite character in it. So for that, I have to deduct it at least a point. Because
I will say in series 2, Avon does get a great episode, so keep an eye out for that one. And in series 3, he's the best character ever.
Yeah, I think Avon as a character, he starts off quite small,
Abrasive.
It's like
yeah, very standoffish.
I know the series is called Blake 7, but honestly, it may as well be Avon 7.
Yeah, as a friend of mine calls it Avon's 5, because I think there's a point where it doesn't look like there's as many people as it claims. But yeah, I mean, it's a show that I think does evolve as it goes along. I think the characters really sort of begin to stand out in their own rights, and I think Avon is just, for me, one of the greatest TV characters ever created. I absolutely fucking love that guy. Paul Darrow is a genius, a brilliant actor, and I can't wait for him to come on the next episode. So yeah, for a rating, I think I'm gonna have to give it an 8 out of 10, because I think it could be a lot better. It doesn't.
I rated it the highest out of everybody.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't have Avon in it. It hasn't got the Liberator yet, and all the fun. You need a bit of room to move. I think it's a great. I think for an opening of a series, I think it's a really good, strong concept, and the acting and the characters are great. The situation, the setup, you get all the necessary stuff that you need to know. That sets everything up. I mean, it's all there, right?
Well,
it's
a part 1 of 2, really, isn't it? Because episode 2 is what carries on this episode, and then gets everything set up.
Yeah, it's I guess apart from certain quests that sort of sporadic, that is a kind of very thin overarching thing. Each episode is quite standalone in many respects, like Star Trek used to be. But yeah, I mean, it does have I'd say a continuation. Like Cygnus Alpha is very much a second part of the story, and it does lead into the I think the first 2 episodes are quite different. The first one most markedly so. The second one beginning to form, and then once they get the Liberator, it's
and they haven't introduced the Supreme Commander yet, and she is my second favorite character in the whole show.
Servalan, yeah, she originally meant to be a male character, but they
do you know what?
Her.
For the first time, I will actually agree. I think they made the right decision there.
She was originally her original costume was supposed to be very military. But they decided
it's brilliant. She changes costume every scene. She's kind of like Princess Leia. It's like 1 minute she has a big funny hairdo, the next minute she's got, or Padme is it, and then she's got this really funny crown thing
Padme.
on.
I was going to say, don't get too far ahead for people, but I guess everybody's going to know anyhow who's here.
Yeah, everyone falls in love with the Supreme Commander Servalan.
Can I say who the actress is?
Yes.
Okay, the 2 doctors, Jacini?
That's right.
Yeah, only she has a nice looking hair in this, and she's a bit.
Yeah, she had horrible
Jacqueline
80s.
Pierce.
Jacqueline Pierce, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's God rest her soul. And it's so sad, that so much of the cast is sort of gone. 3 major members who we've had Paul Darrow leave us. I mean, they were left like the Earth, not just sort of far apart from each other, isn't it? It's like over the last few years, like Jacqueline Pierce has gone, Gareth Thomas has gone, Paul Darrow has gone. That's like 3 major.
It's like I always say, I really miss Elizabeth Sladen. I can't believe she went when she did. But I'm so glad that she never had to go through any of this woke stuff. Like the Sarah Jane Adventures is untouched.
That's true.
Yeah, she will be forever. She'll be forever remembered as one of the greatest female characters of all time, by multiple generations.
Definitely, that's her lasting legacy, and that you couldn't ask for more than that, really, could you?
No.
And I would really like people to remember people like Jacqueline Pierce as well, because she had a very long, illustrious career as well. You know, she did a lot of
She was in
horror
some good,
stuff.
I was gonna say horror
Yeah,
movies earlier when she was young.
very young. Yeah, and you know, she was a very striking character actor. Paul Darrow, of course, is a legend in his own right. Gareth Thomas is a fiercely strong actor. He's very Shakespearean, no nonsense. And the rest of the cast as well are just fantastic. I love all the characters in Blake. I think that's a success of Blake 7 is its focus on character and the interplay, especially the interplay between Paul Darrow's character Avon and Gareth Thomas Blake. It's something like out of Dynasty with like Crystal and Alexis, but like with blokes.
I don't think the 70s were ready for that.
Well, you know, it predates that. You know, that's
I like character-driven stuff too, but I still like a bit of pew pew bang bang explosion. You know, like
yeah, you know, I think
here
Blake
and there.
7 is your sort of
We'll get to
thinking, your older thinking man's Blake's.
I know, but
Doctor
we
Who.
can't deny when people hit each other, they hit thin air. You know, it's like with that fellow with the stick. He clearly didn't touch him.
Yeah.
You know, I just kind of wish they'd fix that.
Well, you know, it's of its time. You have to forgive it a lot of things, obviously. That's why you can't really apply a sort of postmodern lens or a modern day lens on it because it's of its time. You know?
They didn't have industrial light and magic to
exactly, and you know they were on a shoestring budget, which was still quite a fairly good budget, even but it's mainly for drama. If you were doing costume drama or soap opera drama or costume drama, it was all the same budget, so you had to make it work. But if the TV standards of the day, it was still pretty a good marker. I mean, it was still kind of a bit later on, a bit sort of hokey pokey. People are like, oh, yeah, it looks naff, but they just didn't have the. I mean, like costume dramas with the BBC were often seen as the benchmark, and they were always really good. But they had the same budget as something that was like Blake 7. So they really had to stretch it a lot further, and obviously they didn't have like industrial light and magic, and there was things like Star Wars to compete with, and Buck Rogers, and all the American TV shows as well, which had more money. But if you look at some of the Buck Rogers episodes, apart from the sort of glossy stuff that they put on the film that they used, it's still a bit naff, really.
Yeah, same with Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah, exactly. So because I think the filming format in the UK, the PAL system, is a lot closer to reality. It's a lot more darker, a lot more muted, but it's much more closer to real life than the sort of more glossier NTSL or whatever they call it.
NTSC, I think.
NTSC, yeah.
525 lines versus the PALs, like 600 something.
Yeah, you're naff, degenerate rubbish. Whenever they put anything American on British TV, everyone looked like they had yellow skin. I grew up as a kid believing Americans were actually yellow.
John,
I'm not joking. Maybe that's where the Homer Simpson thing, the Simpsons came from. It's true story.
Well, let's see. We got it's coming up about 1:45 here, and if things go as they're supposed to go, we'll be on Knowles a bit later for Classic Who.
Yeah, I think we're doing going from the start, aren't we?
Yeah, back to Unearthly Child, I believe.
Yeah.
Is there anything you want to plug, Jack? You want to put out there that people should know about?
Well, I just wanted to say a big thank you to everyone who subscribed to my YouTube channel, Drawing Jackrabbit. I know that a lot of my subscribers are from this community, and I just want to say a big thank you to each and every one of you. And go subscribe if you haven't already.
Yeah, and that's Drawing Jackrabbit as one word, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, otherwise you'll have a hell of a time trying to find the bloody.
You can't miss the avatar. It's a bunny in leaves with a galaxy eye.
Yeah, that's great.
PD's in the chat. I was hoping he'd put some links up or something.
Oh, if he's done doing his, red carpet premiere, and he's
Just,
there we
hey,
go.
there he is.
Promotion.
You demand.
He demand.
Just think I'll be leeching so many viewers.
Mr. Lee.
Yeah. Well, there's my other channel, Aldred Audiovisual, AUDRED Audiovisual. There's a few Doctor Who sort of CGI thingy title sequences I did, and I did one for Melina with a little short 8-minute audio drama, dialogue, whatever you want to call monologue. That's on there as well. And my Doctor Who titles for Michael Sheen. It's doing quite well, actually. It's got 7,340 something views or whatever it is. So that's performing pretty well. So go and check it out. And you can find me on the Twitter at Being Problem as well.
Awesome. And I just put up a couple days ago, I put up on stuff on just general griping stuff, pop culture stuff, like 2 different videos I put up. And I was going to yesterday, but I never got around to it. The Colin Baker thing, everybody's done already, but I might put that up and give a few thoughts on that. But other than that, I think next thing coming up here will be Classic Who.
Yeah.
And thanks everybody in the chat.
I look forward to doing some more Blake 7. Yeah.
Yes. As far as the time, you'll have to. It's hard for me with work schedule and
just check on social media.
Everybody else, we'll post it and try to make it known when it's
and put subscribe, ring the little bell, and then obviously when you're ready, it'll pop up. You'll know when it's.
Yeah, if you hit the bell and make sure, because I'm not sure if anybody got notifications today or not, but as far as my channel, I'm creeping close to 100 now. I got like 5 or 6 in the last day or so.
Nice.
So I forget what it's at now, 92 or something like that. But
see, Blake 7 brings the boys to the yard. That's what it is.
Hopefully, if we get hit back, that'll be something I never thought would happen again. But
thinking so, great stream, guys. Can't beat some good old Blake 7. No, you can't. Look forward to the next one. Me too. Excellent.
All right, everybody. Time to wrap things up. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you all the next time.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.